All right. Kathleen, how are you today?
I am good, thank you.
Good, good. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. This is the second time we had the pleasure to chat, but not officially. Or no, we did meet last time, I think, virtually.
Yep.
Um, and so a position has opened up that I feel that you could be a really good fit for. And so I'm glad to learn that you have some interest in it. So I'd love to go ahead and talk a little bit about your experience. You've relocated
Yes.
here from the Northeast to Florida, and now you are looking for a support type position,
Yeah.
supporting others. And we talked a little bit about assistance and such. So, my first question to you, and then we'll get into your experience, is in your own words, what do you think an assistant is?
Well, from doing it for so long, I just feel like an assistant is somebody who can walk in, know what is expected, can work independently, um, and just be aware and make sure everybody's on task and, keep things running smoothly for
Okay.
whoever the person is you're supporting. I've always supported several at a time, so juggling that, but always kind of keeping a schedule.
Okay. Good answer. Very good answer. So let's talk a little bit about, let's go back a little bit. I see that you worked in a law office before KPMG. Tell me about that.
Well, with Pearson, I worked at Pearson and it was more educational, but I worked in the legal department. So they
Gotcha.
did a lot of the documentation, the contracts, and things like that. So it was a lot of document work at that time. It was before a lot of it was electronically online. So there was a
Hmm.
lot of paper involved at that time. And then slowly, as things progressed, we went electronically. So it was just a lot of documentation, making sure that edits were done and things like that. And again, supported several people in the department. So it was different areas of it.
Okay. And you were supporting, it looks like four attorneys and the associate general counsel
Yep.
directly. Okay.
Yeah.
Travel, expense
Yeah.
reconciliation, all that good stuff. And then you were at KPMG most recently. For those that don't know what that is, why don't you tell me what that company does?
That's an audit company.
Okay.
So their competitors, Price Waterhouse. So they do that, and there's different departments. Obviously, I worked in the continuous improvement where they would go into each department and they would teach them how to do an audit correctly. So, but I did most of my job was scheduling these workshops,
Hmm.
which was a very large task because there was hundreds and hundreds of them that we had to schedule. So, um, yeah, that I do a lot of calendaring, scheduling, traveling arrangements, expenses, things like that.
Hmm. And it looks like a lot of project support. I saw some of your awards on here. That's
Yep.
very impressive.
Yep. And I always worked for very good teams, very good.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your software experience. I'm looking here on your resume. It looks like you've got quite a bit. Tell me about your computer experience.
Well,
Like what?
Microsoft Suite, I've worked with all of that. I do a lot of PowerPoint, um, Excel, mostly all the Microsoft
Okay.
Teams. We did a lot of Teams.
Hmm. Looks like Google too. You've got listed here.
Yep,
You worked with
Google,
Google.
Google
Okay.
Docs. And
Good. Yeah, perfect. And then as far as your day-to-day business or day-to-day operation work. So if you were to be working and supporting someone, let's say in a law firm, and it is a small law firm. It's not, I shouldn't say a small law firm. It's a very large law firm, but it's not a corporate high-rise type firm. It's personal injury, two offices. So it is a large firm but with a more small town feel to it.
mhm.
And you would be supporting, the team there, and of course the director that you'd be working, alongside with her. And as far as your day to day operation, um, when you worked as a support, tell me a little bit about like how you started your day. Like, do you use lists? Do you do to do? Do you use a computer calendar? Tell me about how you keep yourself organized.
I take a lot of notes for
Okay.
myself, like my personal to-do notes for the day. Um, but I've always used the calendaring for, especially in Outlook, I always use the to-do list in that. Um, and a lot of times I would meet with the attorneys in the morning, kind of get an overview of what they're expecting of the day, especially if they're traveling, make
Hmm.
an appointment, sit down with them, get all the details, and then just take care of it. Make
Okay.
my own notes and just follow my own schedule. I like to be organized, you know,
Okay.
go smooth.
Can you tell me about a time that you left work and it was just like a really good day? And why was it a good day? Like, and it doesn't have to be recent, it can be long time ago. Like one thing that you look back in your career that you're like, wow, that was a really good day, and why?
Well, when I worked at KPMG, when I originally started there, um, the first thing we did was they brought me on to Florida for a symposium. And
Mhm.
that's how I got to meet so many people that were in different offices. But we were there for several days. They had like these dinners and, where everybody gathered. And I just liked to get to know everybody personally face to face, because for most of my time at KPMG, I was virtual. I worked from home.
Mhm.
Uh, so to get to meet everybody face to face, you just become so personable that it's so much easier to work together when you're remote, especially. And now you can put a face to the person. So that was a great experience because I had spoken to so many of them and then get to meet them in person and
Mhm.
became friends with lots of them. Some of them are in Florida now that I still keep in touch with. So
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed that. Like, I just think
Okay.
that it was nice working remote, but it was nice to meet them face to face and kind of get to know everybody on a different level. It's easier
Mhm.
to know what they expect too when you get to talk face to face, what
Sure.
they expect from you. So
Well,
I,
and I'd love to lead in with that to my next question based on that. So this position, as we talked about, it is in office.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts about going back into the office full time Monday through Friday? We said 8:30 to 5.
um, I'm actually looking forward to it because I moved here in June. I have one of my friends from home was already here. So I've met a couple of people, but I feel like this will be an opportunity to really get to know the area, get to know people, just kind of
Okay.
branch out a little bit because right now I'm just by myself and I'm looking forward to, I really am looking forward to getting my foot in the door somewhere and meeting people and being busy, like,
Absolutely.
purpose. So,
And we talked a little bit about like what you are looking for long term.
mhm.
And you said something that was interesting to me, so I'm sure you remember that. Like what type of role, like what do you want to do long term? Like what type of role ideally?
Exactly what I've been doing. I love being an assistant. I just always have been doing that and I really
Mhm.
enjoy it. I find it's what I know, it's what I'm comfortable with. And that's just what I love. I know some people think, oh, you can, there's a stepping stone and you move up, but I've always loved doing this. So
Okay,
I've always stuck with it. I mean,
great.
I've had different levels of it. I started out receptionist, went to, years and years ago, moved up to an executive admin. So,
Mhm.
I've gone up that way, but what I do is what I love. So,
Mhm. Yeah, and now, obviously, KPMG, very large corporate type company. So in New York, in the New York area, and now you're here in Florida, so it's
yep.
a little more laid back. And so we talked about the office being, a little bit more laid back, but obviously still a professional law firm.
Mhm.
So I think you could be a great fit. We've got a couple different options for you, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere because we've got a
Okay.
few more things to chat about. Thank you.
Okay.